Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I just thought I would jump on in response to a message I'm seeing out there in the coaching industry. So this applies to anyone who has looked at investing in themselves before, in a coaching program. Maybe you're considering doing my coaching program, the Financially Foxy Lifestyle Moxie Academy, or really investing in anything for that matter. But I'm speaking specifically to a conversation I see in the coaching industry, and that is that oftentimes when it comes down to investing our money, and if it's more money than we're used to investing in ourselves, there can be a lot of fear around it. And I agree. I agree. I think a lot of the trepidation we have of plunking down a chunk of our hard-earned money or our credit, if we're leveraging credit, can feel really scary, because what it is we're really betting on ourselves, right? We're really betting that we're going to take on this investment, if it's a coaching program, in that case, that you're going to follow through on what your coach asks you to do, and you're going to see results, or whatever you're investing in, okay, that you're going to get out of it what you're putting in, right? Um, and I do think that sometimes we can self-sabotage and talk ourselves out of making that investment. Like, this is more than I've ever bet money on myself before. This is, um, more money than I've ever invested in myself before. And I think some of that comes down to a conversation about worthiness and, do you really trust yourself to get those results and take the actions that are required of you in whatever you're investing in. However, the one thing that isn't talked about, that I think is really dangerous that it's not talked about, is that there's timing. So, for example, I, believe in myself and the results that I can create. And if I look historically in my life, there are investments that I have made where I didn't make the results, either to the extent I wanted to, or as fast as I wanted to. So I don't know if you can relate to that, but you got results. It just took longer, or the level of the success of those results wasn't the level that you really needed to make a return on your investment. And so what that means is, and what I've learned the hard way, is that you really need to have a safety net or a fail-safe. And I want you to be really careful with that safety net or that fail-safe, that it doesn't become a back door, that it doesn't become this handicap or crutch that you lean on, like, oh, I'm not going to go 110% in, and it might even be subconscious, and that's even the most dangerous part, is subconsciously you might not go all in to whatever you're investing in and produce the actions you need to produce. But for me, I can honestly say that I did all the things I was supposed to do and didn't always get the results as fast as I needed them, or to the level of success I needed them. And without the fail-safe of an emergency, not emergency, a savings that can cushion the return of the investment I made, so that if I didn't make the return of the investment as soon as I calculated, right? It's a calculated risk. If the calculations proved to be not as accurate as I, thought, if it took longer to get a return on my investment, what happened for me is it landed me in credit card debt. And that's not leveraging credit wisely, okay? So I think that that's really dangerous. If you don't have a fail-safe, you could land yourself into a significant financial struggle. Now, this is the other thing I want to address, is that there's really creative, bold ways that you can also fund your investments. So that could look like asking someone for a loan and then coming up with a repayment plan that has high integrity. But if you've exhausted those options, or if you'd want to talk to a financial planner if you're going to take any money out of any retirement funds. Like, you don't want to just like willy-nilly take money out to fund an investment. You want, and this is why on my Financially Foxy Moxie Academy, we have a fee-only financial planner to help people finance their personal financial goals, and the finance strategist for business that'll help you finance your business goals. But that being said, I would never expect anyone to do my program if they didn't have a fail-safe or have access to it. So maybe if you don't have a cushion of savings in your bank account, that you have a plan like someone you can borrow from that would in effect be your cushion. I think the best thing is to actually have your own savings cushion. But depending on lots of variables, which really vary person to person, you could just go for it. But make sure you have a fail-safe, your own savings cushion, or someone else that will help bail you out if you don't get the return on investment. But don't use that as a crutch or as a backdoor not to take the leap and do the thing you want to do and invest in the thing you want to invest in. And don't use it as a crutch not to take the action you should be taking. So I believe you can do anything you want to do. I think you can make any investment you want to do. It just timing. So really think about, is it right now that you need to jump and take that investment into that, whatever it is, and maybe it is. I think go for it. More often than not, just go for it, but make sure you have that fail safe without it being a trapdoor or a backdoor is what I mean. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. And if you've had any circumstances where you felt really pressured to make an investment and you didn't have a fail safe, or that you made an investment and you got really creative. I want to hear some successful stories of how you got creative and did create a fail safe for yourself, and whether you needed that to get the return on your investment or not. So yeah, I just wanted to jump on here because I see people talking about you can just do whatever you want. And yes, I agree with that. And then timing, and be responsible and be bold about it. So that's that. Okay, everyone, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.